It happened one night in October of 2009. I woke up in a cold sweat and something was not right. I figured it was a heart attack, but I didn't know for sure. It was around 4 o'clock in the morning and Joe was sleeping. I felt all alone and scared to death. Not sure what was going to happen, I began to pray. As my mind began to go over the things that I was facing, I was filled with regret. My biggest regret was not that I didn't have a better car or a newer TV or a bigger house, but that I had not been living for God. I had not spent purposeful time with God for some time, and I had not included Him in my plans. I was pursuing money as greedily as I could, often putting in 16-hour workdays, and I had excluded God from my life. I am so grateful that God is a God of second, third, and fourth chances, and that our God is a God of grace and mercy. He saved me that night in a physical way, although my soul had already been saved spiritually. He allowed me to start again and to live for Him. It turned out that I was not having a heart attack, but I would find myself in the same position time and time again, cold, scared, with my heart racing night after night. A series of ER trips and visits to the doctors took much time and money to discover multiple things wrong. A tooth infection had to be treated immediately with antibiotics, and a wisdom tooth needed to be removed. I suffered allergic reactions to the antibiotic and began having allergies to all sorts of foods and became restricted to just a few safe foods. I was having hyperthyroidism attacks as well and dropped a considerable amount of weight fairly quickly. Overnight, my world changed. Eating out would be off limits, and travel would become difficult. Stamina was a thing of the past, and I could no longer take care of myself by myself. I needed help with almost everything. I lost musculature due to inactivity and the hyperthyroidism. A lot of the old things dropped off, but so did a lot of the old ways of being. The pursuit of money lost its appeal. Petty things and trivial things which used to upset me became things that I could not waste time or energy on. I had to be content with things as they were. I had to trust and to rely and to depend on God. I can remember sitting by the window and watching dawn turn to day and day turn to afternoon and afternoon giving way to evening, with evening giving way to night and night eventually brightening into dawn. I watched clouds pass by slowly as the days would pass, and I gradually developed a different sense of life. We were put here for a purpose. God made us specific and gave us time and talents as well as resources. My resources are not yours and vice versa, but God has a task for you, friend. For me, my first task was to let Him be Lord and put Him in charge of my life. I would listen for His directives, and as I got stronger, if He said, go here and do this, that is what I would do, relying on Him for courage, strength, and guidance. If God's word says something, I try to live it out in the same way. It wasn't long before God enabled me to do foster care and to engage in volunteer work. I do everything by God's power and not in my own strength. And my guiding principle is this: but be ye doers of the word, and not hearers only, deceiving your own selves. James 1:22. I know that God has a plan for my life, and that He has a plan for yours. It is best to simply allow Him to use you as He will. He will provide the time, resources, and strength that you need. He will also provide wisdom. It is good to spend time with God daily in prayer and Bible reading and to be associated with a Bible-believing church. You will want to surround yourself with committed Christians who can give counsel to you when necessary as well. But the main thing is simply to trust God to do what is right with your life. He will guide you in the best way possible. He will give your life true meaning and purpose. He has done this for me, and His blessings have been abundant. Today, let us endeavor to live each day with God, and let us say with the psalmist, so teach us to number our days, that we may apply our hearts unto wisdom. Psalm 90:12.